Yo, how's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and welcome to another review of the Pokemon Journey series. We're covering episode 76 in today's review, and this episode involves Ash and Go heading back to the Alola region. This time they're participating in a race. This race involves catching Pokemon in order to get to the end of it. So, how was the episode overall? Well, before I get into the episode review, you know the drill. If you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It'd be pretty awesome if you did that. So the main plot of this episode is that Ash and Go are participating in a race in the Alola region on a deserted island. This race is perfect for Go because it involves catching Pokemon in order to proceed. You have to catch a specified Pokemon at each checkpoint to proceed. There's 3 checkpoints, so you gotta catch 3 Pokemon and then make it to the end of the race first, and you win. You're basically paired up with one other person, so a 2-man squad, you have 3 Pokemon that you can use each. And you can't use your Pokemon to fly, but you can ride on your Pokemon because there's some terrain in the Alola region, or on this island, I should say, that you definitely need some ride Pokemon for. So that's what your Pokemon are used for. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics for this race. Now before the race, Ash and Go meet their rivals for the race, the Full-Powered Brothers. And these 2 brothers are big fans of Ash because Ash was Alola's first champion. And they take selfies with him, and this is the first time that Go learns of this. He's literally shocked, but not too surprised, but he's like, wow, you actually won the Alola League, Ash? Why didn't you tell me? And Ash over here is like, well, sorry, I kind of forgot. Like, really, Ash? That's kind of a big deal, and you didn't tell your best buddy here that you won this league? We're learning this like 75 episodes later? That's pretty sus, bro. Oh, and Team Rocket is here, and they're planning to steal all of Ash and Go's Alolan Pokemon that they catch, along with Pikachu, take off and probably visit their Alolan buddies in the Alola region. So it's cool to see that they remember their Pokemon from the Alola region and they miss them. It's pretty nice, though it is kind of crappy that they are trying to steal Alolan Pokemon at the same time, but you know, it's Team Rocket. But anyways, moving on. So the race begins. The Full-Powered Brothers are determined to beat Ash. He's Alola's first champion, but that doesn't mean they're not going to try to just let him win. They're definitely going to take him down in this race. But anyways, they head off to their first goal, and the first checkpoint is to catch an Alolan Geodude, which Go catches pretty easily. The Full-Powered Brothers try to get ahead of Ash and Go. They run into a boulder, and yeah, they try to take it out with their Z move. Yeah, it completely fails, and they almost all get flattened. It's thanks to Ash and Go that they actually deflect the boulder, which they actually deflect on Team Rocket, which I thought was pretty funny. Anyways, moving on to checkpoint number 2. So checkpoint number 2 is to catch a Bruxish, or however you pronounce that dang Pokemon's name. I get it wrong every time. But anyways, Ash and Go work together to catch this Pokemon, which they do. They catch the Pokemon, or at least Go catches it. So woohoo! So anyways, the Full-Powered Brothers show up, and they want to show off to the Alolan champion. So they try to use a Z move again to catch this Pokemon. They try to use it, then catch it, which they totally fail once again. Ash sees this, realizes that they're not using Z moves properly, and he actually teaches them how to use Z moves, though he explains it to them Ash Ketchum style. And you know how Ash Ketchum just explains things. Yeah, he's not super clear with it, but somehow it resonates with the 2 brothers. But anyways, Ash and Go move on, but it seems like the 2 brothers end up catching the fish Pokemon, the Alolan fish Pokemon. I'm just going to call it because I can't pronounce his dang name. So checkpoint number 3, they have to catch a Passimian. And remember that banned episode of Sun and Moon where Ash dressed up as a Passimian and played ball with him, with the fruit? Yeah, it's been a little while since that episode aired, and of course it got banned, but that's besides the point. Ash kind of remembers that Passimian, like, playing with, like basically playing ball with the fruit that they have. And they start throwing around and passing around the pear or whatever fruit Ash picked up, and it attracts some Passimian, and they're all playing, and then Team Rocket ruins everything by capturing them. But the Full-Powered Brothers show up, and they save the day, and somehow, in off-screen land, after Ash did his Ash Ketchum explaining to them, it somehow resonated with them, and they were able to successfully pull off the Z move, which they blast Team Rocket off, saving the day. But that doesn't mean that their competition is over. But anyways, Ash and Go and the two Full Power brothers are basically the last two teams that are making it towards the end. They're basically racing towards the end, and Ash and Go end up winning. Now, Ash and Go win the trophy, but the other prize for this race was a year supply of Malasada donuts, which they give to the two Full Power brothers for saving the day. Which, since Ash and Go are not in the Alola region, it makes sense that this prize goes to, I guess, the runner-up for this race. So yeah, nice going, guys. I'm pretty surprised that Hau didn't actually participate in this race, because Hau's the Malasada guy. And you'd think he'd be here participating as well, so, whatever. Team Rocket then has a very nice reunion with their Alolan Pokemon along with Bewear, which once again nearly crushes them to death, which I have to say, I have missed Bewear, I have missed Mimikyu, and I've missed Mareanie. I just miss Team Rocket's Alolan Pokemon. I hope this isn't the last time we see these Pokemon in this series, because man, I just love these Pokemon. It was nice seeing them. But anyways, the episode comes to an end with Ash learning that he's actually going to have a Hyperclass battle in a week. And it's with the number 27th ranked participant, which is Volkner. So the episode ends, leading into next week's episode, which will be the Ash vs. Volkner episode. Now overall, I actually thought this was an enjoyable episode. I actually liked it quite a lot. It's your standard Pokemon episode, but it's a standard Pokemon episode in a good way. It felt like an older Pokemon episode, I'm not going to lie. Because I like the fact that this episode basically syncs in with next week's episode, just because it leads in. It feels like a natural sync in too. And I'm really hoping that Journeys does this more often, because a lot of episodes have felt disconnected, or it didn't have good flow. But this episode going into next week's episode has good flow, because Ash was teaching those kids how to use Z moves in this episode. They pulled it off, and obviously he didn't bring his Z ring to the Alola region in this episode, but he's going to bring it for next week's episode, or I guess 1 week from now, when his battle with Volkner takes place. So it's nice that we're getting some continuation from one episode to the next. It's just nice to see. I just hope Journeys keeps doing this, because it's nice. Also, can we appreciate the fact that Journeys finally acknowledged Ash as the first champion of the Alola League in this episode? I know in episode 2 they showed off his trophy, but outside of that, they really haven't acknowledged it in Journeys, which kind of annoys me a little bit. It also annoys me that it took this long for Go to finally realize, or finally find out, that Ash is the champion of the Alola League. Kind of annoying if you ask me. It took like over 75 episodes for Ash to tell Go this. A little annoying, but whatever. I just appreciate the fact that Journeys is finally acknowledging this, and not only that, Ash, it seems like he's picked up some fans as well. I'm pretty sure there's more fans out there, but I just like the fact that Journeys finally acknowledges it. It's pretty nice, and I hope more people acknowledge Ash as the champion of the Alola League. I just don't want it to be just referenced in this episode and this episode alone. So yeah, I just love the fact that Journeys finally acknowledged this outside of that shot of his trophy in episode 2. Now, if there was one downside to this episode, it was the fact that Team Rocket's reunion with their Alolan Pokemon along with Bewear was kind of short-lived. Like, it was like less than 30 seconds the whole scene took place where Team Rocket landed in that hot spring. Their Alolan Pokemon just happened to be there along with Bewear. They get crushed by Bewear, and that's pretty much it for their screen time this episode. A little disappointing, and I kind of wish they were more involved in this episode. Like, it would have been cool if they were there with them the entire time and we just saw them, have their shenanigans with their Alolan Pokemon while this race is going on, instead of them just having a short cameo at the end of the episode. That's just my opinion, though. I just wish that they were a little bit more involved in this episode. Hopefully in the next Alolan episode we get to see them a little bit more, but for this episode it was kind of nice. I just wish there was more screen time here. That's just my opinion, though. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for this episode review. So overall, a very enjoyable episode. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. So in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. What do you think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know what you thought. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys later.